We could find out today who Barack Obama will choose for a running mate. On the short list, Senator Joe Biden of Delaware, Virginia Governor Tim Kaine, and Senator Evan Bayh of Indiana.
And joining us this morning to take a closer look at the choices is North Central College Professor Stephen Caliendo. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning.
All right, let's talk about the Democrats first, and a lot of choices out there. What do you think?
A lot of choices out there. I really think that Biden's got to be out of the running at this point. He's sort of a train wreck. Sometimes in a good way. He really is.
Yeah.
And I think that anybody that has the potential to overshadow Barack Obama is not a good idea. I think Tim Kaine and Evan Bayh are probably the best bets at this point. Both have their strengths and their weaknesses, but I think it's got to come down to those two. And we could find out in a matter of hours, but maybe tomorrow, maybe over the weekend, which wouldn't be real bright. But
what credence do you give to the whispers that the Dems are considering rethinking the whole Hillary thing as the VP?
Sure. I mean, I guess there's always, in this election, I mean, nothing has been normal. So there certainly has to be some consideration of that. But I really believe that McCain's big weakness is going to be mobilizing the far right. And one way to make sure McCain's able to mobilize the far right is to put Hillary Clinton on the ticket for the Democrats. And so I don't think they'll do that.
Now, I've got a question. With the latest poll numbers showing the gap closing between John McCain and Barack Obama, this vice presidential pick really, I think it takes on a little more importance than it did before. Is that what the Obama campaign is hoping for? That this will give them the bounce and maybe push those numbers back apart?
Probably, and it's also very late in modern times to be picking vice presidential candidates. In fact, now, because of this lateness for the Democrats, McCain sort of squeezed into doing it probably next Friday because he's got only a couple days then before the Republican convention starts. So momentum is going to matter. It always matters coming out of conventions, and something fresh in terms of a vice presidential candidate will be helpful.
So let's specifically talk about the people who are on his short list.
On McCain's?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Tim Pawlenty certainly looks like a good bet. I got to say that I know he's not on our graphic, but Bobby Jindal of Louisiana, the new governor of Louisiana, because he's young. I mean, you look at some of these guys, Lieberman.
Lieberman and Ridge, the pro-choice candidates. I mean, what?
And Romney as well.
And
actually,
Romney, who kind of flipped, though.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I guess we don't know, and that's not such a good idea either. I think some youth and exuberance is probably a good idea on McCain's ticket. I mean, some of the knocks against him in terms of campaigning has been that he doesn't have that appeal for the youth vote, and I think somebody younger. That's why I still am leaning a little bit toward maybe Bobby Jindal. That's my dark horse.
All right.
Yeah.
Stephen Caliendo.
Good to see you guys.
Thanks for joining us. Good to see you, too.
All right, take care. And you can read more about the campaign on Stephen's blog. We'll link to you to CBS2Chicago.com. Just click on Mornings to find out more about that.
It is 5.